Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Myst III Exile. Let's continue. So we've made it to Narayan, the final island, the once inhabited world of our book thief. We have over here a symbol that for several key phrases that we're going to have to use in the puzzle, almost obviously, to learn a language. But honestly, I don't think this gets anywhere as complicated as the like counting system and numbering system in Riven. Book Thief should appear at some point here. I think there's some kind of wall, probably the shield mentioned before, or this could be the shield. And then there's another vine wall. Seems like maybe that was supposed to be something that can be opened. See if this can be opened. Yes, we can see a whole shield around here. We can let's see, can we move this? We don't know what this does. There should be a book that links back to Janai, or Janin, whatever the Tusk Island is, but it doesn't seem like that's... I imagine our book thief took that too, so we're trapped here. We've got something there. And you can see there's these floating islands outside of the shield, or whatever this is. Doesn't look like it's really an electric shield, but I guess it is. You see the beacon is making it. A lot of this I remember. So he's just gonna walk up to you and smack you?
What?
Oh, he's realizing I'm not Atris.
Where is he? Look, I know he's here. I have his book.
He has a hammer in his hand.
So where is he?
And see, we don't ever talk.
He didn't come. I take relation from him, and he sends you instead. Idiot.
You know,
You actually thought this would work.
it's kind of true. Is like
You thought that you
why
could
is
force
Atris
him to come
not
here
shown up?
Fixing things? Why? Why would he rewrite Narayan? Because of your messages? Because of your paintings? Look at your world. Look at what's left of it.
We're not even
When are you
looking
gonna
in
get
that
it
direction.
to your thick skull that you do not matter to him?
I mean, he's right. Atris didn't care to even come back and get his book.
We're stuck here, you know. The linking book back to Chananan is gone. Left behind when I linked out of Atris' study. And as for getting in to Narayan, look around you. This chamber is the only way in. And Atris installed some kind of shield. And I have never been able to get past it. Not once in all these years. So you're just as stuck here as I am. At least until I open this book. And I show Atris what it's like to watch your friends and relatives die.
So apparently his new book has a lock on it.
of here, I suggest that you think very carefully about using it. Because the one thing I know about linking books, the doors they open don't close behind you.
I don't know why it specifically give me that warning. He looks like he's wearing a rug. I think he literally is wearing a rug. This is part of the problem of FMV, though. You can see he stepped over something that was not animated to the same height. Alright. So if I find a way out of here, I very possibly let him go free. And his little hammer kind of puts us in a position where we're not going to do anything. And you'd almost be certain that you would want to go over here and look at these pistons and that there would be something in them, or they would have some role to play, but you can't actually click that way. And he just locks himself in this section. So we're not going to do anything with that. I'm also not seeing any more pieces of his journal, nor have I really seen anything that implies that his journal plays a role. His numbering system plays a role. So we turned the valve. Let's see if this opens. Okay. What is this doing? So the thing here is we can zoom in. And let's see. These would be the symbols that he drew. But they really probably don't have anything to do with this. Let's see. Could we make a flower with a circle and those symbols? Yes. Let's, before we get to that though, come on and click on this. So it's a binary decision. You can either open one device or you can open a device with one phrase. And I say phrase because it's going to be a combination of these symbols. And I actually know the solution here, so this is a point where somebody who is replaying the game for the most part diverges from people who would be playing this the first time. And there's so little going on here that you can't really figure out. He's got symbols that were torn down here. Oh, he is wearing the rug. He literally did tear down this and he's wearing it on his person. So, okay. So the thing here that's kind of cheatery is we have this book and we have this book. And this book really is just backstory. But in this book, there are the solutions. It's these bolded out statements. If you forgot about these, if you read Atris's journal at the beginning and you didn't remember it, if you'd never really caught on that these were bolded out, then probably going to bang your head against the wall for a long time and have to look up the solution. Look up a walkthrough. Balanced systems stimulate civilizations. Okay. Can we find these words? Civilization. Did we see anything that said balance? We got civilization. Let's walk over here. Dependence, harmony, cycle, future, infinite. Spur. I'm not seeing anything that says stimulate civilizations. So that last one must, you have to look away. That's just a mistake. That last one must not be the first one that we do. So we'll just go through all of the book and we'll start with the first one and see if we can do this. Let's see, where is the first one? It is really hidden in the book. So even energy powers future motion. Okay, let's see if we can do that. Energy powers. So we're being loose on the plurals. Future and motion. Okay. So energy is this symbol. Let's come over to this and see if we can do this. And this is clearly what the boys were supposed to learn, and they must have learned it. Like they didn't get stuck on this island and then Atreus had to come and save them. Although maybe they were stuck on this island for years and years. There really is no indication that people starved to death. Our book thief has apparently figured out a way to survive without needing any medical care or food for decades. So possibly Atreus did leave his kids on these tutorial learning planets for years and years and years, and that was the entire part of this. Alright. So how much of this can I do, or am I going to have to am I going to have to go back and, if I zoom out, will it save all of that? Because these aren't particularly easy symbols. Alright, I see what I did wrong. If I can remember it. Okay, it is gonna do us a favor and allow us to do that. Is that right? For energy. Energy. That looks right. And then the next one is power. And I'm kind of wondering here if there's an order to this, if it's gonna get that pedantic or not, because then that would be a nightmare, certainly. Is that power? Not quite. So we're gonna have to go back a couple times. This would be nice if you could take a screenshot. That is power. And I bet this doesn't even lock in anything. And future is a butt, basically, with everything at the top. So let's try that. So this, 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 that, that. Come on, click on it. Resolution. So it's, I don't think that the touching pieces matter too much, other than, I guess maybe this was supposed to be that the electricity connects, but I think they've designed this in such a way that regardless if I put any four of these symbols in any way, because I'm just assuming you start at the top and go to the left and then to the right and then go down. There's really no reason to assume that the language is read or written that way at all. But I think the shapes are probably designed to all connect. But it isn't just a puzzle where you could just fill it in completely. And this is a teardrop Hawkeye smiley face with a wink. That's a weird way to describe it, but whatever. I'm hoping for some feedback here. Smiley face. How? Hawkeye. There. Is that it? I don't think so. What word was it even? I think it was motion. Alright. So it's a swoop with no circle here. And then the upper part. And then this part. And then that. On that side. So that's missing, that's there. That's right. This is right. Just double check. Swoop up. Word. Swoop upward. I don't think the game's gonna give me any feedback, so either I've made a mistake Or, yeah. Swoop upward, swoop upward. That looks more right. Yeah, but I don't think it's going to give me any feedback until I get the whole thing done. Yeah. So, then it's weird that you can right click but you can't look at the book in the same direction. Energy powers future motion. Either I put that in the completely wrong place, or all of the symbols together have to be put in the other reader, which I don't believe is the case. And then the reader would give me like a different symbol. And see, that would be an insanely complicated puzzle. So let's skip to the next one and see if we can do this. Nature encourages mutual dependence is the next one. So do we have something here? Nature and mutual. Encourage and dependence. So that will work. So nature is a pretty simplistic pattern, and I imagine that was a picture. That was one of the symbols that we would have learned had our book thief not changed the way the symbols worked on the scanners. Because nature would have been one of the symbols. Alright. So I'm just going to assume that this is still cool to do this. And so is that right? Let's go back and look. Try our very best to get these right on the first try. No, not quite. But we're almost there. And as we put in all of these solutions, something eventually, if something eventually does lock in, then we'll know that we screwed up somewhere else. Right. Nature. See, if it was a case, encourages, alright. If it was a case that the shapes are right but they're in the wrong place, I would definitely, as a game producer, would have demanded that people rethought this puzzle so that maybe there were separate places where you had to put in the symbols then locked in when they were correct, and then from being locked in you could move those symbols around. So if there was a button that would move these pieces all around once they were locked in as correct, that would make a lot more sense. I'm fairly certain I got that on the first try. Let's see. We're looking for what symbol? Have to find it again. Encourage. Yeah. Okay. Dependence is over there. So we just need mutual now. Mutual is that. I think we can do that. Let's see. That, and then that, and then that. Let's go check and see if that is right. Mutual. Yep, that looks right. And then dependence is kind of the just opposite of encourage. Interesting. Now, if there's something more complicated where every pattern possible is being shown here and we have to figure out the patterns that that are missing, that would be a nightmare. And again, this connects to that. And I think that's what they wanted. But no feedback at all. Dependence. I'm fairly certain I did that right. Okay. And then, unless there is a third thing here in the book, we've run in, like, well, not a third thing, but a fourth thing. We've run into dynamic forces spur change. Okay, so there is a fourth thing. Let's see. None of these. Force is there. Change is there. Spur is there, which is an odd word they have a special name for. Dynamic is there. Alright, so we need to make the dynamic symbol, which is kind of like that, or exactly like that. What's funny is that this kind of is just the exact phrases in Atris's journal making making the new world, but kind of doesn't make a ton of sense. Let's see. Is that it? It's not really realistic that he would write the exact codes we need in his journal that happened, you know, possibly decades before, unless he was intentionally encoded the solution to you. But then why would he not? That there really should have been a line here where Atris at the beginning said, "Take this book. I've encoded the solution to escaping in its words in case it gets stolen by anyone else." Like, that's kind of where what needed to be said. That way you're not having this weird coincidence that what is on his mind is the exact solution to the puzzle here. And see, we only have like enough time to put in one more of this, and then we'll have to see if this is all right. I would frankly be a little frustrated if it was wrong. Okay, force is that, because then we are in walkthrough territory. It's like, I don't know what else to do. I know that this is probably the solution. So if it's not working, I can spend 30 minutes, and I'm willing to spend 30 minutes like double checking all those symbols, but I'm really not willing to bang my head against this for an hour and a half just because I've drawn one symbol inaccurately. So yeah, I think that is it now. And there's more to do after this. It's not just this one puzzle. There will be a couple of things to do. So it's been another 30 minutes. Let's go ahead and save. We're up to 17, which means we'll have to overwrite the mistaken 17 save we'd done. So that puts us at about 8.5 hours into this game. Yeah, maybe this really is only a 9-hour game, whereas Riven in particular felt like it might have been a 20-hour game. Riven was far too long of a game, though. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.